Which advice do you have for other interculture relationship?
Okay, this first advice is when you love your partner, mostly to ladies, if you are getting married abroad, when you love each other, most of these challenges, they are solvable.
What some of the challenges you face here in your marriage day to culture differences, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, I'll talk of just two culture problems, challenges we faced in our marriage early. You know, it's not easy to get married to someone you never grew up with. We're of different countries, different cultures. It's not very easy. One of my main challenges was language, because when I came here, my mother-in-law doesn't speak Luganda.
What's up, family, and welcome back again to the channel. It's Roland Travel. In today's video, we have an amazing family, and they're going to introduce themselves.
My name is Precious Mponti.
And Rogers from the Maweje family.
Wow. Actually, guys, they are YouTubers. We're going to talk about later. How did you guys meet for the first time?
We met online. In fact, we were working together in the same company, but we had never met like physically. So I was like one of the leaders, and she was also part of the company. So, you know, there was nothing like feeling for each other and so on. We are just respecting one another as people who are working together. We never, you know, met one another. But, you know, one day she can tell you what happened.
Okay, this might sound funny. One day I was having a quarrel with one of my friends that Rogers is married. Then the friend was saying he's single. I was refusing. So I said, let me go and ask him. So I went there and asked him, I want to ask you a question. Are you married? Then he started laughing and said, why are you asking me? I said, I just want to know. He gave me an answer that shocked me. He said, I'm not yet married. I was waiting for you. That's where everything changed. That's how we met. And the rest is history. As you can see now.
And the question was on WhatsApp. Typing on WhatsApp. Yeah, so we had never met that. Maybe she met me and asked me a question. No, it was like online. Everything typing online, and in fact that's how we drove our love. So that's
so you guys you met up in which country?
I was still in South Africa. I was studying. I was a student actually.
Yeah, for me I was in Malawi that time. I was doing some few things. So yeah, that's how, those are the countries where we were at that time.
And it was in which year?
That was 2021, yes. Yeah. 2021. Yeah. Oh. We met in 2021.
It was an interesting journey, of course.
Yeah, we actually met in 2021. We dated almost for over a year online, still using WhatsApp. Then
and text only, eh?
Text only. Yeah, text by the way, that was the hardest.
Because for me, where I wasn't comfortable with the calls.
In video
calls. So for her, of course, she wanted, but for me, I said, for now, until when I go back to Uganda, we'll be texting, and it was so hard for me. I'm not good in texting. For her, she can text you.
That was one of the hardest, by the way. You know, every girl, when you enter a relationship, you want the world to know, you want your friends to know, you even want to post your boyfriend. But this one was said, let's date underground. So over a year, we were dating underground. No one knew about our relationship.
For real.
For 1 year.
No one knew. When we announced ourselves, people were shocked.
People were shocked. These guys have been dating for 1 year. How come? You know, that's how we decided to keep it.
Since we're in the same company, we wanted to maintain that not a leader dating a what. So we decided to keep quiet.
How long did you guys date for, and how long did you married for?
We have been married for over 1 year and 10 days and 6 hours now.
We can count everything. Dating was for 1 year. We dated for 1 year.
We started 2021. Yeah, when he came back to Uganda. So we dated. Actually, we have been together for like 3 years now. Is it 3 years? But we got married now. It's now 1 year in marriage.
And how is the experience in marriage now?
Amazing.
Marriage is sweet.
It's exciting, you know. One thing that I thank God is getting your friend, okay, married to your friend. Is one of the best things you can ever do as a man, and all that is thanks to God. Because yeah, she's my friend, she's my wife, but a very good friend. Even when we quarrel, sometimes we go back to friends. We don't even remember that we are wives or husbands. Friends. That's how. It's so sweet.
Yeah, marriage is amazing when you marry your best friend. By the way, the common ground was God. I always pray to God that, God, I want to marry someone I'm not going to be serious with. I think most people find marriage hard because they are too serious. I'm a wife, I'm a husband. For us, we even forget sometimes that we are married because we treat each other as friends, you know. So marriage has been amazing, really.
What is the culture shocking you have seen is different from her culture?
Yeah, the culture shocks, eh? For example,
talk about chicken legs.
Yes. First of all, for me in Uganda, you know, we don't eat chicken legs. We don't eat those heads. When a chicken is slaughtered, the only things we take is the eatable ones. But for them, the only thing they don't eat is feathers. So they don't, they don't make a loss on a chicken. So I found it so difficult because for her she wanted it. She wanted it to go. By the way, one of our videos, I tried the chicken legs. It wasn't good. It's one of the things I will never do it again. Yeah. And another thing is, of course, the way, for example, when we went to the other side, the way they conduct their way of getting married, and us here in Uganda. So it's different, very different, because there, when I went, one of the things that I remember, first of all, they hide you somewhere. So you get someone who is talking on your behalf when they have not seen you. For you, they call you when everything is done. So that's one of also the other culture shock that I got.
And what is the culture shocking you have seen is different from Ugandan culture?
Okay, with Uganda, one of the culture shocks actually was borders, motorcycles. In Zimbabwe, we walk. I tell you, there is no borders like what. So I see here, people from just here to there, someone bought the border. From just a long distance, that was one of my culture shocks. And also food. Oh my God, I've never seen a country that has so much food like Uganda. Because in Zimbabwe, in a plate, you only find your main course and sauce. If it's posho and beans, if it's what. But in Uganda, I'm still even finding it hard because whenever I eat of excitement, I end up getting sick because there's too much food here. That's one of the culture shock that...
When she says sick, it is sickness because she overeats and even food comes out again.
I'm still finding it hard, by the way. You know, I love food. So when I came to Uganda, I found that it's a home of food. So whenever I see a lot of things in the plate, I try eating all of it. But soon after, everything is no longer okay. So borders, food, also language. By the way, language is still quite a problem because of my accent. Whenever I speak something, people always ask me, what are you saying? I'm like, are they not hearing me? Because we pronounce things differently in Uganda and from Zimbabwe. So that's one of the challenges as well.
Okay. How was the reaction of the family when you get married to a Zimbabwean lady? You
mean my family or their family?
Your family.
My family was very excited because I've always given them my word that I'll get married at my right time. So I'm the kind of person who is not forced into things. I decide at my right time. So when I told them now I'm getting married, they were excited because they knew that I can't do a mistake. I will do something that is right. So they even welcoming us here, because when we went to Zimbabwe, coming back here, we found them very excited and ready for us.
I grew up saying, I don't want to be in this place, like to get born in one area, start in one area, die in one area, get married in one area. No, I have always wanted to go abroad. So when I started dating my husband, Rogers, that was so much excitement. Even leaving home, people were telling me, you're going to cry when you're leaving your parents to go abroad. Me, I told them, you don't know me. I will not cry because I don't want to be. So I was so excited, by the way, because I always wanted to go abroad. I wanted to explore. So I'm laughing Uganda, as you can see.
Wow. That's really amazing. What some of the challenges you face here, Lee, in your marriage, they to culture differences, and how did you overcome them?
I'll talk of just two culture problems, challenges we faced in our marriage early. You know, it's not easy to get married to someone you never grew up with. We're so different countries, different cultures. It's not very easy. One of my main challenges was language, because when I came here, my mother-in-law doesn't speak Luganda. So whenever we visit her, he has to be the interpreter, and he can't go anywhere and leave me with them alone. So he's always there to interpret. Whenever I want to say something, I tell him, say this. I'm sure you can imagine the hassle that is there. At first it was hard. But now we are getting used, because I'm also learning how to speak Luganda here and there. So that challenge, we've overcome it in I just had to accept it, because I used to feel so bad whenever he says we are going to the village. I'm like, my God. Now the struggle of talking to Mama.
And one time I left them in the car deliberately. So I don't know what kind of conversation was in the car for 30 minutes. So she has never told me what they what they were saying. Even Mama never told me. So I don't know the conversation.
I told you we were quiet. We were just smiling at each other. You know, I started pretending to be on my phone. It was even off. But I pretended to be on my phone, not to start any conversation, because you were not there.
But seriously, it has been one of the challenges. And the other is accent. Of course, we are from different countries. We have different accents. So I could say things and I repeat myself for maybe 4 times for her to get it. And sometimes it would be funny to her. And also there are things I found funny whenever she could say them, her accent. I said, what have you said? So it was challenging a bit, not trying to understand one another in terms of accent. So, but now we are okay, because she's being consumed now, in Uganda. So, I'm sure you can hear her accent now. Is a Ugandan accent now.
Yeah, I'm getting there. And the last thing I could say is, me as a Zimbabwean trying to start cooking Ugandan food, I had to learn the food of my husband. So that was one of the other challenges as well, to learn how to cook matoke, how to make villages. But I'm sure this year we'll go to Zimbabwe. This year we have to go to Zimbabwe and celebrate Christmas.
You have never celebrated any Christmas in Zimbabwe?
No.
Since we have been married for 1 year only, it was this last Christmas we went to the village. I believe this second one will go home, because I'm feeling homesick. I miss home a lot.
Of course. Okay. Your family, the family miss you?
I tell you, they miss me a lot. But the good thing, because of technology, we talk every day, we type, we record, we video call. So it's better, but homesick is always there. So I feel like this year I will go to Zimbabwe and we see my parents. We also celebrate Christmas there.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I really appreciate it. So you can give yourself a shout out on how people can find you guys.
Yeah, so guys, you can follow us on the Maweja family. Yeah, we have our family channel, the Maweja family channel. We do a lot of videos there. Just go and check it out and support us, guys. Make sure you subscribe and follow us.
Wow. Any message do you have for Zimbabweans, bro? Any message do you have for them?
Yes, I love you, my Zimbabwean people. I'm your Mukwasha, so I have to love you. When I come to Zimbabwe, I have to see all of you. So thank you so much.
Wow.